For many people who spent their lives living that lovely playboy life, the 1960s were a hell of a decade. Some men always appear to have plenty of free time and enjoy the pleasures of life, particularly the company of the ladies. The 50s and 60s were unquestionably the heydays of playboy style. The playboys possessed yachts with canvas sails and air travel by private aircraft. Most playboys in today's times lack the attractiveness, glamour, and great appeal that 60s playboys possess. Watch the video till the end to learn about the lives of 1960s playboys. Number 9. Gianni Agnelli. Gianni Agnelli was known for his excellent and sometimes unconventional fashion sense, which inspired both Italian and international men's fashion. The Fiat CEO was incredibly attractive and athletic. The Italian industrialist was often termed as one of the most stylish men of the 20th century. He was the proud owner of opulent mansions and villas, as well as a fleet of gorgeous yachts, including the state-of-the-art Stealth. Donna Marella, a half-American, half-Neapolitan noblewoman who made a modest but substantial name as a fabric designer and an even bigger name as a tastemaker, married Agnelli on November 19, 1953. Agnelli also had mistresses including Pamela Harriman and Jackie Kennedy. Agnelli and his wife remained married until his death from prostate cancer in 2003 at the age of 81. Despite having affairs with other women during his marriage, that included actress Anita Ekberg and American fashion designer Jackie Rogers. He was regarded as a man of excellent taste for the majority of his life. Number 8. Gunter Sachs. Gunter Sachs famously claimed to never have worked a day in his life. He was romantically linked with numerous of the world's most beautiful and desirable women, thanks to his fortune, which allowed him to fund a luxurious lifestyle. Sachs, who was born on November 14, 1932, had a passion for collecting art. Jean Faultrier, Andy Warhol, Mel Ramos, and Alan Jones were among the artists represented in his collection. He also held notable works by Yves Klein and other well-known artists from the Nouveau Realism school. Many of these artists were involved in the creation of the iconic pop art apartment in the Palace Hotel's tower in St. Moritz, which attracted the attention of the art world in 1969. From 1967 to 1975, Sachs co-founded and led the Association for the Modern Art Museum in Munich, which pushed for the development of a comprehensive museum of contemporary art in Munich and organized monthly shows at Villa Stuck. Sachs launched a gallery in Hamburg in 1972 and organized Andy Warhol's first European exhibition. At the age of 23, he married Anne-Marie for the first time. He courted his second wife, Brigitte Bardot, by dumping hundreds of roses from a helicopter over her villa on the French Riviera. The pair married in Las Vegas on July 14, 1966. His final marriage, which lasted from 1969 until his death, was to Mirja Larsson, who was a Swedish model. Number 7. Sir James Goldsmith. Famous for having 3 mistresses on 3 continents, Sir James was a well-known politician and thinker who had boundless vigor. His first marriage was to the Bolivian heiress Donna Maria Isabel Patino, the 17-year-old daughter of tin mogul Antenor Patino, and his wife Mara Cristina de Bourbon, the 3rd Duchess of Durcal, whom he married when he was 20. When Goldsmith proposed to Don Antenor Patino, his future father-in-law remarked, "We don't marry Jews in our family." Goldsmith answered, "Well, I don't marry Red Indians." The couple eloped in January of 1954 with the heiress pregnant and her family pushing for their separation. Maria Isabel died in the latter months of her pregnancy in May of 1954. Jeanette Léry was Goldsmith's second wife. Although their marriage ended in divorce in 1978, they continued to live together in Paris until his death, and he built her a house on his Quixmala estate. He married Lady Annabel Birely, his mistress, for the 3rd time in 1978, with whom he had 3 children, Jemima, Zacharias, and Benjamin. Goldsmith had 2 more children with Laure Bollé de la Meurthe, granddaughter of Bruno, Count of Harcourt, and Princess Isabelle of Orléans, when his 3rd marriage ended. Sir James was also particularly famous for his relationships with Princess Diana and her mother. Number 6. Mark Birely. Mark Birely is a well-known businessman who opened Annabel's in the Mayfair section of central London in 1963. The club was the first of its kind and was named after his wife, the former Lady Annabel Vane Stewart. It was a members-only nightclub with a celebrity clientele that included the Prince of Wales, the Queen, President Richard Nixon, Lord Lucan, and Frank Sinatra, among others. Birely founded Mark's Club in 1972 and continued to build his restaurant, nightclub, and hotel portfolio. In 1996, he collaborated with perfumers Frédéric Malle and Pierre Bourdon to produce Mark Birely for Men, a men's fragrance line. Birely also transformed Peter Palumbo, Baron Palumbo's former family offices in the City of London, into the Walbrook Club, which opened in 2000. He only married once in his life. He married Lady Annabel Vane Tempest Stewart, daughter of Robin Vane Tempest Stewart, 8th Marquess of Londonderry, on March 10, 1954. While still married to but separated from Birely, Annabel Birely became the mistress of Birely's former acquaintance, Sir James Goldsmith, and gave birth to 2 of Goldsmith's children. In 1975, the couple divorced, and Annabel married Sir James Goldsmith. Number 5. Prince Aly Khan. Prince Ali Salman Aga Khan, commonly known as Aly Khan, was son of Sultan Muhammad Shah Aga Khan III. He was a hit with the ladies, horses, and fast cars from the start of his adolescence. Ali had a series of high-profile conquests before his mid-20s, including debutante Margaret Wigham. His most seductive bedmate, however, was Thelma, Viscountess Furness, a lover he shared with the Prince of Wales himself, Edward VIII. In 1933, the young playboy found himself head over heels for Joan Yard Buller, an English socialite, and the wife of Lowell Guinness, heir to the Guinness Empire. When Ali first met the beautiful Joan at a dinner party, he was reportedly so taken with her that he leaned over and said, "Darling, will you marry me?" But the already married lady rejected his proposal. Although he married Joan Guinness in 1936 and thought that marriage would keep him out of trouble, he was still blamed for having relationships with high-profile women such as actresses Rita Hayworth, Joan Fontaine, and Jean Tierney. The handsome playboy was also found to have a secret affair with Pamela Churchill, and this led to the end of his marriage with Joan Barbara in 1949. Number 4. David Niven. Thanks to his wonderful friend Grace Kelly, who was in truth Princess Grace of Monaco,
"Don't try to be a hero. You don't have to be a hero, not for me."
David Niven had access to excellent company. Niven was well connected in society and lived the life of a playboy, spending his time at his villa in Cap Ferrat or his home in Switzerland. Niven was always well dressed and comfortable in every situation. He appeared in films such as Dodsworth, 1936, The Charge of the Light Brigade, 1936, and The Prisoner of Zenda, 1936. By 1938, he had established himself as a leading man in A pictures. Niven returned to the United Kingdom and rejoined the army, where he was recommissioned as a lieutenant when the Second World War started. In 1942, he co-starred in a film about the construction of the Supermarine Spitfire fighter that served as a morale booster. After his demobilization, Niven continued his acting career, and in the 1945 popularity poll of British film stars, he was elected the second most popular British actor. David Niven was able to live a really pleasant and wonderful life as a result of his celebrity and fame. Number 3. Portofino Rubirosa. Also known as a man of pleasure and the last playboy, Rubirosa was the last child of a fierce, dominating father and a pious mother. Ruby managed only 5 marriages, but made up for it with countless affairs, flings, and quickies. The handsome, classy, and attentive playboy bedded thousands of ladies, including legendary beauties such as Ava Gardner, Eva Peron, Zsa Zsa Gabor, and Jane Mansfield. His wives included France's most highly paid movie star, Danielle Deriot, and the 2 most famously rich women in the world, Doris Duke and Barbara Hutton. Doris, whose fortune amounted to more than $3 billion in today's money, demonstrated her love for Ruby with gifts ranging from a plantation back in the Dominican Republic to a B-25 bomber fitted out as a private airplane. But their relationship ended in just 14 months. Ruby also shared his bed with another millionairess, Tina Onassis. Number 2. Stavros Niarchos. Starting in 1952, Stavros Niarchos built the first supertankers used to transport oil around the world. And now Stavros Niarchos III lives off the wealth his grandfather amassed. Starting in 1952, he had the world's biggest supertankers built for his fleet. Propelled by both the Suez Crisis and increasing demand for oil, he and rival Aristotle Onassis became giants in global petroleum shipping. The multimillionaire spent a luxurious and playboy life. He married 5 women, yet he was alleged to have affairs with hundreds of women, including Aly Khan's old paramour, Pamela Churchill. Even from the late 1970s until his death, he was linked to Princess Firyal of Jordan. He was also said to have a relationship with Princess Maria Gabriella of Savoy. Number 1. Aristotle Onassis. Aristotle Socrates Onassis ruled Greece when millionaire shipowners were the norm. Many people throughout the world were familiar with his characteristic tortoiseshell glasses and tie knot. When he moved to California, the millionaire decided to live the Hollywood playboy lifestyle and promote his image as a fantastic lover. A brief affair with Joe Kennedy's mistress, Gloria Swanson, took place when he was in Hollywood, and he made many acquaintances with the stars of show business during his stay there. Finally, in 1946, he decided it was time to settle down and have a family. He set his sights on Athina Livanos, daughter of Stavros Livanos, the biggest shipowner of them all. Athina was just 17 when 46-year-old Onassis married her. It was a sort of revenge for Onassis, who loathed Stavros Niarchos, and the exclusive union of Greek shipowners who had refused to let him own a profitable deal with the U.S. government. By 1957, Onassis' marriage began to fall apart. His infidelities had left the young Tina to her own devices, and while her husband was away, she became addicted to painkillers and alcohol. Even though they had 2 children together, Alexandros, born in 1948, and Christina, born in 1950, they were only spending time together when it was socially necessary. Apart from that, he also had a long-standing affair with the opera singer Maria Callas. Well, that's all for today's video. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. If so, please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos.